Today, I'm going to share with you exactly what you need to know if you plan on remodeling your kitchen in 2024. As a real estate agent, I'm constantly touring beautiful homes. And in this video, I want to share with you my 5 tips for homeowners and also some mistakes to avoid. I recently sat down with Ariel Chernovsky, owner of EcoStar Remodeling with offices here in Dallas, the North Texas area, and also in LA, to talk about kitchen remodels. One of the things I wanted to talk to you about is some trends you're seeing or forecasting for 2024.
Where should I start from?
So my first tip to you would be to pay attention to the trends and probably pick an emerging trend, not a trend that's fading out. It'd be tempting to just find a bunch of things you like and start putting them together. But when you're doing a true remodel, it would make sense to have a vision for how you want the space to feel. And when I look at 2024, there are some trends I see that I'm kind of excited about, and I want to share with you a few of them. The first one is green cabinets. Now, how do you feel about green cabinets?
I like it. I like it if you can mix it with wood or like even 2 tones, maybe.
Now, anybody who knows me knows I've been obsessed with green cabinets for a while, but this trend is finally starting to hit the mainstream. So think about the cabinet colors and maybe instead of doing the white or the blue that everybody sees, maybe add a green in. So what other things are you seeing in kitchen trends that people are moving towards?
Really, as I see designers around and houses, they're getting more luxury, the luxurious. It's all natural colors, all natural materials. And that's something that will never get old.
We've been seeing a lot of cool tones, and the trends now are moving towards more warm tones or natural earthy tones. So think about that as you're planning your remodel. Another tip I want to give you is communal seating. If you think about a house, people are spending a lot of time in the kitchen, especially when you have people over entertaining. Everybody just kind of moves to the kitchen. And so that way, if you have communal seating, it welcomes people more into the kitchen. Or you might imagine your kids doing homework at the island as opposed to being relegated to another space in the house. The other thing that's coming in is coffee bars. So people are big coffee drinkers, and sometimes now they're having a dedicated space for that, for all of their equipment around coffee making and serving coffee. So that might be a space you want to incorporate into it or just off the kitchen where it feels like part of the kitchen, but you have a dedicated coffee bar. Now, some people will have different opinions on hardware. What I'm starting to see a lot of is more gold hardware.
People really like the copper, copper look and brushed gold. So not a yellow gold. That's something that I think also that people kind of overkilled it. But brushed gold, copper, or black matte, I would recommend those colors.
Something else to think about is your outdoor space. A lot of times your kitchen flows right into your outdoor space. And so you might want to think about that in conjunction with your kitchen and have those two work together. You may be grilling out outside or welcoming people on the patio and going back and forth between the kitchen.
Every couple of years, a group of people starting to come up with a new design, new look. It holds up for a year, 2, 3 years, and then people coming back to basic.
Definitely you want to pick a trend that's kind of emerging and maybe will have some staying power as opposed to something that's pushing the limits. So the second tip I want to share with you is around budget. I think it'd be wise to plan your budget and know your budget on the front end. Even before you get too far into those trends and making your Pinterest board of what you want, think about what's the amount you feel comfortable with. There's a whole universe of options when it comes to remodeling your home and home ownership. And so you want to know how much you're comfortable with, especially maybe if you're using cash you have or you're taking home equity. You want to know up front how much you're willing to spend on this project and probably think about it more as a range. What's your max where it starts to get uncomfortable? And then work within that budget or that range you have. For the person that maybe has a more modest budget, they've got like a 90s, early 2000s era kitchen. Like what's the minimum they would do to make some noticeable changes?
I think today standard kitchen remodel, legit wise. So it means that you don't use any handyman, you use really a general contractor pulling permits and bring everything up to code. I think today it starts at $35,000.
Okay. So what do they get for $35,000?
What kind of brings you is more cosmetic. The older cabinets are actually solid wood. So at most of the houses, the cabinets, we are able to refinish them. Then It will take us to obviously replacing countertop, backsplash, and flooring and painting.
So that's pretty substantial, like it will feel different. The third thing I would want you to consider is the scale or the scope of the project. It has the potential to be a big project and be really disruptive to your living situation. And as a homeowner, you probably don't want to be without the use of your kitchen for too long. Now, a good contractor is going to be able to guide you through this and help you understand the parts where your kitchen's not usable, but it is something to be clear on up front when you're thinking about the project. There might be a better time of a year to do the remodel with you, like in the summer when you're going to be going on a family vacation, or when you have access to go to the in-laws or stay with your parents or stay with friends, that will make a difference in how the renovation affects your life. So think about how big is this project going to be and how disruptive might it be to my family on the front end before you get to the disruption. So the fourth thing I want to talk to you about would be picking the trend or the theme and having it be appropriate for your house and your own sense of style. If you're remodeling the kitchen, depending on how much it touches the rest of your house, you probably want it to be somewhat cohesive with the rest of the home. For me personally, when I'm touring homes, I hate to see homes that just feel really chopped up. And so I would say keep that in mind when you're doing the remodel. And if you have extra room in your budget, maybe push the remodeling into the living areas or the formal dining rooms or adjacent spaces such that it can feel like one cohesive sense of place. And the second part of picking your theme that I want to tell you about is, hey, is this a house we're planning on living in for the next decade? Or is it something that we actually are kind of fixing up because we think we're going to sell in a couple years? That might drive your decisions on which way you go with the trend. If you're going to live there a long time, you might want to be open-minded to picking something that pushes the envelope a little more, that's more unique and personal to you. If you're planning on selling soon, you may want to pick something that you'll like, but that's going to be more appealing to a broader range of people. So as you think about the trend, think about, hey, how does this play in with the big picture of my life plans? And also, how does it play in with the picture of my house as it is now? And the fifth tip is decide whether you're going to do it yourself or hire a contractor. My bias is to say hire a contractor. That's what they do every day. But maybe you don't have the budget for a contractor, or maybe you just want to change the feel of the house slightly. If you are going to go DIY, I would actually say there's probably only a couple things I might take on if I were pretty experienced. The first would be painting the cabinets. That's relatively straightforward. It is a great way to change the look and feel of your house. And then you could install some hardware on your own, and you've kind of touched up the kitchen. The other piece is getting new appliances. The reason I say it's a DIY is because chances are you're gonna go to a retailer who will install them for you. It's just part of the cost. My bias would be to tell you, hire a contractor. Even though you can take some things on yourself, I think you'll have a better experience by, yes, putting together your vision, getting clear on your budget up front, and then taking all of that to a professional who can help you make the vision real in a way that looks professional and is also done in a timely manner for you. So those are the tips that I'm sharing with my homeowner clients. If you want more inspiration on a potential remodel, check out our latest home tour video.